Gotcha. What day is it? What day is it, Gotcha?
Wednesday.
Oh my goodness. Midweek Chat Attack.
Are you being paid by Geico? Like, what the fuck is this recurring joke?
That wasn't Geico. That was not
Yeah,
Geico.
I'm sure it was Geico that came up with that hump day shit.
No, man. Just hump day. It's not even an advertisement for anything. It was just hump day.
No, that was a hump. Hump day was an advertisement thing.
No, I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Okay, I thought Gotcha was just high or something.
Don't fight me on this, Alan. You don't know our fucking commercials and shit.
Yeah, but I know you're dumbass. Sometimes you think things are true, but then your mind's like, nah, wait, I don't know what's going on.
Now, people might not know what we're talking about, by the way, too. But no, it was Geico. He's right. He fucking sucks. But I actually really like this. I actually really like this commercial a lot, man. That fucking camel's hilarious. Like, yo, Mike, hump day. That shit was amazing. I love this fucking thing.
You say that shit. I already know you, man. If that motherfucker's actually at your office, he would come to your office. Hey, Nick, hump day. Yeah, get that hump day away before you lose a hump, bitch.
Oh, no. You would not. You would not.
Fucking with a camel?
No, you would definitely punch a camel.
Oh.
I would never punch a camel, dude. Those are my peeps, bro. Like, I'm from the sand areas, too. Even, same with Alan.
No.
I'm sorry.
Not at all.
I like how all the camel jokes were just like hanging around Alan, and we were just like, no, that's too racist, not too racist. Nick's like, okay, that was not that racist. I'll pull that one down.
Bullshit, Gotcha, that's too racist.
You just joke
say that shit to me all the time.
No, man, but hey, by the way, too, so you guys, I'm looking in the YouTube chat over here, too. I like how they're still talking about fucking Cuphead. Jordan's still mad at that game. Hopefully he beat that. Maybe at some point you could come on the show and talk about that, too, Jordan, because I need somebody else to agree with me that Cuphead is fucking garbage. I hate that fucking
No one
game.
here is disagreeing with you.
You know, that is true. I don't know why the fuck I'm so defensive over that game. I really don't get it.
It's because people are hyping it as like the next best thing. Meanwhile, it's motherfuckers who didn't like play all those kind of games when they on their Super Nintendo when they were like 5 or 6, so they didn't understand the frustration as a kid.
Yeah.
So they just like making themselves masochists as adults.
Yeah. No, I guess so. And you know, by the way, hello, Allie. You're here. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Well, I don't know if we're talking like that. We should say that.
Not getting ready for New York?
I know, right? Like, hey, what the fuck over here? LA's over here fucking. That's not the right. Is that the right accent?
All right, man. You went from like Jamaican Queens to like London Bridge in like 5 seconds. That shit was fucking amazing.
And that London Bridge is falling down, son. Alan! Hi there, sir. You like my puns?
I'm here also.
Oh, look at that. Wait, do that dance again? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
get it, get it, ganja, yeah, That was awful. Fuck, I'm done. You start doing disco shit too. You got all fucking like.
Hey man, I was about to do the hustle.
You turned into a 40-year-old mother, man, with a lot of fucking booze.
y'all say I'm not cool, kids. I'm not down.
You're a 40-year-old mother. Like, look at the hairdo.
That's his Shazam.
Don't saw my hairdo talking about I'm 40 with that mo haircut, bitch.
Oh,
what?
Damn.
Oh, the actual real haircut, man?
Man, your haircut went out of style when Hitler died in the 1930s, bro.
Dang!
Wow. Hitler jokes, real creative, Gotcha. You should go.
Hey, man, I've been playing a lot of Wolfenstein, all right? Get off of that.
Hey, L'Oreal called and want to sponsor the show.
Hey, guys,
Hey,
why don't y'all get along, man?
free
Come on,
shampoo.
someday. No, I'm looking over here, too. Dejan is definitely correcting me, too. For sure, you are right about that, guy. You're okay, you know your shit. Actually, are you pretty good with commercials? Like, really, I know you're fucking around, but...
Only the ones that, like, I was watching TV, because now that I've pretty much everybody that I hang out with between Alan and 90s have taught me the ways of PC, and I've upgraded my shit, and touring shit. I rarely watch TV, so, like, the only time I really watch TV is, like, when I'm hanging out back at home in Florida with my folks, and they're watching, like, Wendy Williams or The View, and I'm just bored just watching it with them, and I'll see the bullshit commercials, but besides that, man, I'm really out of the loop with the kind of shit they're selling to kids nowadays.
Yeah, man. But here's the thing, though, man. I want to just show this up on screen, too, because people are just barely coming into the call and everything. But obviously, here we go with the whole stream over here. People, let us know. And obviously, the chat's not showing on that side or whatever.
What's up with that ninja, bro?
Wait, he's just like, man, fuck that chat.
He's got that look like you want to talk to people. Fuck that. Wah!
No, but I mean, I'm looking over here too, like in the other chat. I mean, it really is empty. I don't know if something's happening with the double toasted chat or whatever, but if that's the case, something is going on with that, people make sure to let me or Ganja know in the Facebook messages if you guys want to come in and talk about any of the things today, because we're going to be talking about a lot of things, kind of horror things in a way, because as you see with the thumbnail there, we got Rick, who looks like he got a really bad tummy ache. We got Negan, who's just like, he's probably looking at the fucking, what was that thing that happened with the sun? I fucked up. I had a whole joke ready. And the thing that Trump looked at.
Oh, yeah, it's set.
Wait, no, but what the fuck was it called? No, it's gonna drive me
What should I
nuts.
know? You described that thing that happened with the sun yesterday. Yeah, the sun set.
Motherfucker,
No, it
we don't
wasn't
know what
yesterday.
you're talking about. Don't fall off that cliff. Try to grab our ankles, bitch.
Motherfucker, I'm trying hard, bro. Like, dude, I'm like Goro. You're like Johnny Cage trying to kick me off. Like those glasses cost $800 fucking dollars.
You know Trey's not here to collaborate that reference, right?
But
No,
you
I know
guys
what
have
he's talking
seen
about.
this shit. Ooh, and
It's
by
Mortal
the way,
Kombat the movie. It's
No.
the only good.
yeah, no, that's the only good fucking
Damn.
video game movie. So yeah, fuck it.
Well,
Ganja.
I stand corrected, Nick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't be talking shit about Mortal Kombat. And another thing too, I want to bring up really quick too, because let's all agree right now that we're all gonna clap for this particular man in the YouTube chat because Jason Jones, for one, I'm glad that you're even talking in here. And Tay, hello, how you doing, sweetheart? But he says he beat Cuphead 3 weeks ago, and he has no desire to touch it ever again.
That's what she said.
You're a great person, Mr. Jones.
Yes,
Jones,
good
Jones,
job,
Jones.
Jason Jones, man, dude.
Oh,
That's
Wolfenstein comes out this week?
Huh?
I didn't know that. I didn't know Wolfenstein 2 came out this week.
Wait, Saints, what?
Wolfenstein 2. Ganja
Oh,
is excited
Wolfenstein
for that.
2. Yeah, dude. Actually, man, I don't know if you guys are gonna be playing that. Like, is it gonna be on PC at all?
Yeah, it's coming out on
PC,
PC.
yeah, everything. So
Okay, yeah. If you guys have to play it on Facebook or something, like, I'll definitely watch that. I mean, we'll see what happens. But God, dude, that game actually does look pretty nice. I didn't play the first one at all, but I know you guys like that.
you can get it for cheap. The first one it's pretty good. The gameplay is great. I think the best part of it is actually like shooting and the different kinds of guns and dual wielding almost everything in the game. That's a lot of fun. I felt like the story was kind of it felt very generic rebel story.
I disagree with Alan because for me, I'm a big history buff, and if you kind of are like someone that's big into history, especially World War II history and just the kind of cultural stuff that was going on, you know a lot about like what the Nazis' plan were for occupation after they win the war. That it's riddled with a lot of actual history and alternative history within the story and like all the extra stuff. I think if you remember correctly, Alan, I think they actually have like newspaper clippings when you unlock different rebel bases that they'll actually show you like what's like how the Hitler won the war, how the special machines that they invented helped win certain battles. Like I think one point they actually talk about how they were able to beat Russia at Stalingrad because they had these giant dog-like machines.
That's actually kind of badass. It sounds like a Devil May Cry type of
But
character.
that's the thing though.
or
Like
something.
what Ganja's talking about is true, but they're all these little experts or these little almost codex pages in the actual game. But if you look at the progression of the actual overall story, it felt very similar to every time we've ever seen these rebel groups. Because like, oh, you know, he wakes up after so many years and finds a resistance group, and the resistance group are a ragtag group of individuals that all have unique personalities. And the progression of it is, you know, we got to do these little missions, these little things to get some super weapon to destroy the Nazis. Like, if you've ever played Red Faction Guerrilla or Force Unleashed, those are the games off the top of my head that remind me of like the classic Rebel story.
Yeah,
And I feel like there's a lot of things that you could read about that are unique to the franchise and do a lot of callbacks to the original. But if you've never touched the originals, but I haven't, to me, it's an atypical story of being a rebel in this interesting modernized world.
Well, you don't even have to be a fan of the original Wolfenstein series to actually get what's going on. Like, a lot of it is actually its own self-created story, especially what the Bethesda was able to do. And I forget the other publisher studio that's working hard on this as well. Sorry, guys. But when you actually... the reason it's...
In-game, sorry.
No, what I'm saying, the reason it's kind of that generic rebel story is because it's kind of World War II. Like, the rebel story comes out of a lot of the experiences that you saw from like partisans fighting, you know, in France, Germany, and other places that were Nazi occupied. So I get that it's following this kind of I guess generic storyline with the rebel groups trying to find this ultimate weapon to overthrow the Nazi occupation. But it's I guess a generic storyline, but what's going on in the middle is more interesting than what's actually when you just look at it out of outside just plot here, plot here, plot here. Like, there's dialogue where they talk about like certain people's experiences with the Nazi occupation. Like, I remember, for example, you actually hang out with this British dude that lost his wife and family when the Blitzkrieg, they came over from France and the Blitzkrieg was successful. And he talks about how they fought in the streets, they fought in the fields, which is a direct reference to what Winston Churchill threatened to Germany when they were talking about invading them, which is, I thought that was amazing that they actually went through all the hard work to find this. And even now, like, I actually think you're going to like the second one a lot better from what I've seen with the Wolfenstein Colossals, because they're taking alternative history and they're making it livable rather than just clips, TV show bits, or you doing like one acid scene because acid was invented in the 60s. Like, for example, you're actually hanging out with these rebel groups that have connections to like before the Nazis occupied the United States. So you're getting more character development. You're getting to learn more about what's going on in the world rather than, hey, we're in France, but we're in France just for a set piece. We're actually just going to go into this one building, destroy shit, kill a few Nazis, and then just do a couple quick scenes.
Yeah. The second one, the sequel does look a little bit more interesting, but yeah, like my point is, it felt very, very generic, and a lot of stuff what you're saying is stuff that unless you kind of went out of your way, you wouldn't really ever get. Because again, I beat the game, and I'm just like, it was okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was really made for like alternate history buffs and people that are fans of history. Because it even comes up when I try to like when I have like all my stuff stat on Steam to like give me like tutorial games, my RTSs, and this popped up right away when it was available.
Yeah, I mean, it's just funny, too, because, like, something like this, it doesn't really have to be a game that kind of, like, goes into that world and ventures into that kind of, thing, because it's a first-person shooter. I mean, really, when we play something like this, we just want to blow shit up. We don't really need all the fucking, like, authenticity?
Authenticity.
Yeah, exactly. God, nice.
Well, even then, like that was the thing that really set Wolfenstein apart. Because if you guys remember, like Doom came out, and a few other first-person shooters that were bringing back that old-school mechanic came out around the same time. But Wolfenstein gave you a story, like an actual good story, great character dialogue. You got to admit, for a generic Rebel story, everybody that they had for voice acting was on point.
Oh yeah, no. My issue with it isn't that it's generic. Like I say, the storyline, the actual progression, because again, you have the beat for beat, right down to like again, I don't want to spoil the ending, but right down to the final last mission is your base gets attacked by the group that you've been fighting the whole time, and you got to do the one final mission. I swear to God, every fucking Rebel story has that one like cutscene right before the final mission where your base gets attacked and people are either getting wiped out or you lose everything and you gotta do that one final mission. Like that's my thing is the beats in the story were very repetitive. But I did enjoy the voice acting. It did give me some surprises. Yeah, the voice acting was on point. The graphics were incredible. The gameplay was incredibly fun, and you got to go to interesting different places. I just felt that the plot was very generic.
Yeah, and I mean that's the one that I keep showing. I keep going back and forth between the new Colossus and then the New Order. Yeah, so I mean, like, yeah, I really do want to play that game at some point, and I'm actually just surprised that we kind of went into this whole thing. Apparently, we are fucking interested in Wolfenstein.
Oh no, I'm definitely getting the sequel. If we're able to work out something, Alan, I'm definitely interested in playing that for your Facebook.
Yeah, I'll be there just to kind of do what I always do, shit on games.
Yeah, but
I'll definitely join you on that. Yeah, if you play it on Facebook.
Yeah, now here's the thing, people. Like, we want to make sure to bring you guys in. I know I'm going to bring in Togi Pop soon. He's going to be over here in this chat, whatever the fuck, and things like that. But we're going to be saving that for later because you want to go ahead and get through the beginning of the show. And the beginning of this show, Ganja Guru. Well, let me go first, actually. I'm going to go ahead and tell people, when you want to get into the call, right, you just go ahead, you hit us up on Facebook. My personal Facebook is, you know it. If you don't know it by now, then what the fuck are you doing even watching this right now, goddamn?
Yes, Nick. Don't put the camera on me.
Oh. No, but people, no, I'm dying. What's wrong with my voice? I'm back. I'm okay now. I'm not dying. I had a herb or whatever from Resident Evil. No, but anyways, people.
Hey, bitch, share that shit.
Exactly. No, and that's why Ganja does it. It's all Capcom. No, but here's the thing, though, people. On Double Toasted's site, what happens too is you can give us a message, a private message, or let us know in the actual chat. I know Raheem did that earlier, Token Pop. But, yeah, make sure to let us know. I'll give you a link. You join to the call. It's a Google Hangouts call, all that stuff. But there's rules you need to fucking follow, and Ganja Guru is going to be telling you these rules as I pull it up right now.
Rule number one, newcomers, join the call first. We like those new, fresh-smelling faces, guys. We know sometimes you guys are old to us, like old cheese, and we just want to get that new basket in and see what the fragrance we get. So if you're new to the MCA, make sure to hit me, Allie, or Alan inside the PM box, and we'll get you guys on the show. Right now, we don't know if the Double Touch chat is working, because even the YouTube chat is going on the fritz. So hit us up on our personal Facebook. My government name is Garrett Smith. Do not share that with everybody. Rule number two, do not talk over each other, folks.
Oh, people, Cuphead is gay.
Especially when you don't got nothing to say, because it's rude and it's going to ruin audio quality for later viewing. People want to know about the topics. And if you just shout bullshit, it doesn't do that properly. Rule number three, please no nudity. We are not Pornhub. We are not RedTube, though we are trying to get advertisement from these companies. So at the moment, please keep the titty in your shirt. Rule number four, do not give anyone else the link, folks. We got a planned show, and that includes who comes on for certain topics. So if you just hand out the link like candy, we'll kick you and their dumbasses out. Rule number five, read the rules. And Allie, I know you're muted. Your dog is barking, but is your mom there?
Yes, she is. Don't be a mean person.
Which is Spanish for dick. Like,
yep.
Suck my mean person. No, but no, but here's the thing, though, people. Wait, I just said Spanish for it. No, because she spoke English. I fucked it all up. I'm stupid. But anyways, I'm tired too, by the way. I don't know if you can fucking tell. I'm sleepy as fuck. I've had a long fucking day, people.
He's been working all day, guys, just stealing AC units, the copper, and all of Arizona.
Motherfucker, I did not. Okay, Ellen, don't fucking encourage this son of a bitch.
Ellen, just see that coming. God.
I'm a fucking asshole, dude. Because I do take. By the way, I don't steal them, you fuck. They're over. They're not even being used. Jesus.
Man, you know how many times I said that shit when I stole stuff?
I'm just saying, I don't. They're not even in the houses, man.
Hey, it's
Look,
not
man,
stealing if you don't get caught.
Look, man, I know I stole your Game Boy DS, man, and your aunt bought you, but I never see you play it, man. So I just borrowed it for a couple days without your knowledge.
You know what, Ganja, you're the type of motherfucker that if I did take one of your games, you'd be like, "Oh my god, dude, like why'd you do that?" And I'm like, "Dude, like,
Actually, no, man, I was a sneaky motherfucker. I had a few friends that did that to me, like actually stole video games and like little like cartridges and shit, and I would notice it at their house. And I would just fucking put it back in my pocket and shit, like, all right, motherfucker, good luck looking for this.
Oh, you stole it back?
I stole it back. You're gonna say, man, when you go back to my house, hey, man, that's my game.
It's like, no, motherfucker, that's my game, something like that. I don't know. Like, that's a weird little thing, too, because all you have to do is just say, yo, dude, that shit's mine. Can I have it? Like, give it to me now.
I was guilty of stealing one thing, though, that was video game related. And it was because I was a dumbass little kid, and I didn't know you could go buy this stuff out there. I thought it was like a secret thing that you had to have parents that like had credit cards to buy it on Amazon or eBay. Oh, not Amazon, eBay back at the time. And it was the Game Sharks and the Action Replays. I didn't know you could just go to any GameWorks or Game Shop or fucking any swap shop downtown and pick them up. So every time I saw my friends with one, I would either try to trade them something, or I would just wait for them to fuck up and just swipe that shit.
No, but those things are fucking easy to take. Like, even the Hyperkin Game Genie for the PS3 or whatever the fuck. Like, I spent $20 on that shit, and then, like, literally my friend had one, and it was, like, the small little flash drive. I was like, oh, what's this shit? It's mine now. And I'm like,
I remember when
shit.
the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 came out, it got worse because what you could do is have your friends just use it for you, and you just save the cheats on your save file. So everybody was, like, just sharing this one disc in my neighborhood at one point. I think.
By the way, too, I'm just going to look up the chat really quick, and the DT chat is a little empty, and I think it's fucking up, too, so I'm not going to be showing this a whole lot throughout the show, but I had to show this shit. He said...
Somebody referenced Under Siege?
No, he says, Jigglypuff, stop taking Raw Under Siege. What? Jigglypuff? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I thought I was tired.
Raheem, bring that LSD to New York, please, Raheem.
Oh,
I was gonna say, if you're gonna stop the show every time Raheem says something stupid, we're gonna be here all night.
Alright, we might. Aw, hey, he's gonna be in his car now too. He's gonna be like, "Hey man, did you look?"
And I'll make sure he hears the joke twice.
No man, he's gonna tell us off. And actually, I'm gonna bring him in very, very soon, y'all. He kind of just like, "What the fuck? Cameras on me? What the fuck?" Sorry about that, sir.
No, you said you're gonna bring him in. I was like, oh, he's gonna kill Alan.
Yeah, he's gonna kill you too, motherfucker. You talking shit?
Oh no, he loves me, man.
Oh man.
Whatever, I'm used to it.
Yeah, everyone's gonna kill your ass. Hey, what'd you think about Black Panther, Alan? Oh man, no. But anyways, that was fucked up of me. I want to bring something else really quick, Ganja Guru. Since we're talking about favorite things like that. Actually, you weren't talking about that. I'm fucking tired. I read this on Screen Rant, the site that I always go to for most of my stuff, and I'm looking on here right now. They ranked, apparently, I don't know what they're doing this through. Like, I don't know how they finding this shit out.
Titty out.
Yeah, pull a titty out. Wait, why are you saying that?
That's all I could think about with this anime chick. Like, they got her like a mid-breast going.
No shit though, right? Like, damn, and I don't even think she's like of age. That's a
it's anime.
They never are.
Isn't.
They never are.
Yeah,
or always are, but they just say it. They just say she's 18.
Or maybe like all adult chicks in anime are just midgets. Like, did we ever think about that? Maybe that's a situation that happens. Maybe it's a storyline.
Usually I don't think of midgets within anime. It's kind of like a fetish that I kind of stay away from. But,
actually, I want to ask you this real quick. Midgets, they're pretty good looking, right?
I've only seen midgets that were hot in that one. I think it's on VH1, BET, or E. It's one of those bullshit like, hey, check out our lifestyle show.
Oh, TCM.
You know what I'm talking about? The one where there's like basically the housewife show with like hot midgets.
Yeah, and they're so cute, man. Just walking around like, and they're trying to do grown-up shit, but they're so little. So it's like, bitch, go read a book. Like,
there's two twins on their island. They are banging.
They are banging, man.
Oh God, help me.
Yeah, they fucking putting together Lego pieces and shit, man. Like, it's fucking great. Like, they're just.
Ellie, are you gonna shame us for loving women for who they are and what they can't control? They didn't want to be midgets. That's just how they came out. They came out fine, little people.
Like fetishizing, but whatever.
Hey. I'm not on that 90s shit. Get out of here.
Not yet.
No, man. No. Hey, liking midgets were not a 90s thing back in the day. But here's the thing, though. I don't want to talk about midgets. Maybe that's a show on Netflix. But yeah, it says 20 most binge-watched shows on Netflix ranked. Now, I would go through the entire thing and kind of like show every single thing, that they put up. But it's too much shit, okay? It's 20. Fuck that. I'm not going to be doing that shit. Especially because of the fact that I really disagree with the fucking shows that they chose all the way through to the top.
Make no sense.
Yeah, and I'm going to do this little by little, and then we're going to actually, give our own and things like that. But, like, I got to start off with this first one, man. Number 5, because I'm going to do the top 5, just going to the very, very end. This, apparently, wait, I'm fucking up over here. Boom. No, that's the wrong thing. The Ranch. With Ashton Kutcher, which, by the way, I didn't know Ashton Kutcher was even still alive. Like, that motherfucker's been just... Yeah,
I've seen kind of clips of this. Like, I never knew, like, this fucking show, like, was even popular, let alone binge.
Well, like, that's the thing. I haven't even seen, like, just the name. Like, I didn't know... Like, there is no... Because Ashton Kutcher is actually somebody I do follow quite often. So it was just surprising to see, like, oh shit, he's doing something, and then also too is apparently binge watched, like, at all. Not to mention the top 5 most binge watched.
Yeah,
it's really confusing to me. But yeah, like, you never seen anything like this before? You never watched this show or a trailer or anything? No.
I keep seeing it. I keep seeing it on Netflix of Ashton Kutcher's dumb fucking face. And then, I just would completely ignore it.
Yeah, actually, you, Allie, like, I know you kind of like some of these, young people from the 2000s, mid-2000s. Have you ever heard of this before?
No, this is the first time I've even heard of it.
Yeah, I like how he's sporting a beard, too. Like, this dude's like, yeah, I'm a man now, fuck y'all. I ain't, like,
15 years to grow it.
I actually got him confused with Josh Hartnett, Mr. Mustache.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Wait, damn, I guess you like him. Ooh, yes.
No, I just...
Yeah, this is a joke that we have from Penny Dreadful, which, by the way, Penny Dreadful, man, God, when are they going to announce the third
That's a
season?
binge-worthy show, just saying.
I'm just saying, fucking amazing. Ganja, have you ever heard of The Ranch, sir?
Fucking no, man. I didn't even know Ashton Kutcher was still acting after that bomb of what's the movie that he did with the fucking guy from Apple.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Steve Jobs.
Oh, yeah, that shit was so horrible, everyone forgot it like it didn't even happen.
Yeah, they only remember the one that with Michael Fassbender instead. That came out like the same year.
And do you remember when Punk'd stopped being a thing? Because I remember Ashton Kutcher just disappeared. I remember, like, he was a big thing with Punk'd, and I kept seeing those on syndication constantly, and then just gone.
Well, I think what happened was that he got caught cheating with Demi Moore, and everyone kind of shunned him for a little while after that, and then he kind of hooked up with Mila Kunis. No, that you don't even know the half of it, because that was kind of weird because he was dating her like when she was below the age of 18. So
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a kinky situation for everybody. So he's kind of disappeared to put himself on underground, and that's kind of why he's probably coming back with these indie films. But as far as I'm concerned, I can give a fuck less.
Yeah, and what the fuck? I'm looking over here. This is kind of weird. Josh says the thing that's burning down the MCA is Alan's bird. Fucking scandal. What fucking scandal? What are you talking about?
Right. I'm actually glad he's brought it up. Alan's bird this whole time has been stealing money from the NCA. She was the head of finances and treasury. Alan, I'm glad he's brought this up. I wanted to bring it up to you in private, but now we're going to have to do it publicly. Your bird needs to go to jail, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
To be honest, too, like, your bird's been looking at me a certain way, too. Like, I don't feel like this is one of those situations where, like, the bird's a producer. He's been sexually harassing me and things like that. So I want my paycheck now, or I'm suing y'all.
Like, the bird is supposed to be in the background. It's finding ways to get into the forefront. Like, I know she's a fame whore. She's trying her best to take the MCA. We got to get rid of her.
Oh, man. No, but it's fucking stupid, man. But here's the thing, though. This is another show. This is number 4 on the big 20 most binge watch list, and it's 7 Deadly Sins. Now, this is an anime. I've never heard of this either, which makes sense. It's an anime. But what do you guys feel about the anime portion of Netflix? Because that's been being built up constantly. Like, they're trying to go against Crunchyroll or something. Like, I don't know what the case is.
If it's Neo Yokio, it's what's going to be the worst they can possibly make. But they could make gold in the future for all I fucking know, man. Like, all I've seen from their anime division so far is just Neo Yokio. I haven't watched any of the other ones. Like, I think they have...
Oh, shit. Your shit muted, bro.
Hold on. Ooh.
Oh, wait, never mind. Maybe you didn't.
I was going to say...
Wake the fuck up, Mike! I'm trying to communicate with people. But, yeah, like, Voltron and other stuff like that, I haven't really checked out any of the animes. So, my only really litmus test is fucking Neo Yokio, and that's not a good one to go by.
Yeah, no, and yeah, Neo Yokio, man. I know there's gonna be a second season. There has to be, man. It's Jaden Smith. All the money being put into it.
Maybe it depends on how much music got, because that show couldn't have been cheap.
Dude, they literally tease a huge revolution at the end. I want to see what the fuck he gets a hold of with his knowledge of Tumblr philosophy and politics.
More Tumblr around.
Wait,
More
whoa,
You don't deserve this.
Man, they're gonna make a parody of the Pepsi commercial. Jaden's gonna stop the revolution by handing the leaders a Toblerone.
Man, I want that to be true.
No, and I'm looking at the chat too. Welcome Jet to the chat and everything. She's saying that seven Deadly Sins is so good. Yeah, I never heard of this at all. Like you would think that we hear so much about anime, especially when we do anime night. Which, by the way, tonight, people, anime night once again. And we'll talk about that.
There.
Yeah, I'm gonna see hopefully a lot of people come there because I think everyone's asleep tonight. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But
cut you.
no threats, man. No, but the thing is though, like Seven Deadly Sins. Don't scare me. But yeah, like Alan, I mean, you've been kind of somewhat following a little bit of anime since you and Ganja took the reins of Anime Night. So,
Yeah,
have you
we
heard
have
of
to.
this? Has it been recommended to you?
No, not at all. But Netflix has been like, it makes sense that some anime reached the top of the binge watching list because Netflix has essentially not directly been trying to compete with Crunchyroll, but trying to. Like a lot of animes are showing up on them. They've been doing that for a long time. It's only recently that they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna do our own animation." It's Castlevania, Voltron, and Neo Yokio. But they've always had like a lot of anime on there. Sometimes like if it was more convenient, we'd watch a lot of the animes on there. But they have more of the popular ones, the ones that already made it over to North America.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just weird. Like, I mean, does that surprise you at all that it was, number 4 on this particular list? Because
Yeah, because I thought it'd be something crazy. I thought it might be Voltron because that's a Netflix, original. I didn't think it'd be some show no one's ever fucking heard of, except for Jet.
Yeah, and Al, I'm gonna ask you: have you ever heard of this show? Has it been recommended to you at all?
Yeah, actually I have. It does show up in my recommended. I've never really thought to watch it. I might check it out. I mean, the other thing that was pretty popular, was it popular? I don't know. Castlevania is another one I thought that was good for their animation.
Yeah.
So, I would count that technically.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, I mean, they've got some good stuff. I wouldn't say it's like a huge array of original stuff, but
one thing too is Allie actually did a review about this too. Like I remember you did the Castlevania thing. I could have sworn, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong or not, but you said that this wasn't a very good show. You didn't like it a whole lot.
No, I said the opposite. I really liked it.
Oh, okay. Well then, shit. I guess I wasn't listening. No. Maybe I was like, man, fuck her talking shit about Castlevania, man, fucking asshole. No,
Hey man, her review of Inuyasha, that was so great. I think she gave it 5 out of 5.
Where is it?
No.
Where is that? Where is that?
Wait, what?
Okay,
yeah, so he's fucked up as shit.
Anyway.
But here's the thing, though. I like how even Allie's just like, what the fuck is wrong with him? That was such a good face. But yeah, man, no. Yeah, it just surprises me. Seven Deadly Sins. Like, the animation looks fucking awesome. So, I might check that out at some point.
Sure.
Now we start getting into the thing where I get pissed off. Because this shit doesn't make no fucking sense to me. But number 3 was Defenders. Why
That makes
the
sense.
fuck is it Defenders? Why do people
Well,
even
it
watch
makes
this show?
sense because it's like, even though like there's a news story we talked about like a couple weeks ago, it was the lowest viewed Marvel Netflix show, but it's still a Marvel Netflix show. So even if it's the lowest viewed, it's still probably one of the most viewed shows on the entire Netflix channel. Because again, the Netflix original is a superhero thing, so people are going to be immediately like, checking it out just to check it out. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. It's really high up there. Look at the rest of that list. The rest of that list is shit I've never even fucking heard of. Like for the most part, it makes sense that something popular like the Defenders would be on there.
Yeah, and it's just weird because, for one, I feel like maybe they're not taking into consideration like everybody else internationally and things like that, because it just doesn't make sense to me that you would say something like this is like the worst performed show on Netflix, as far as those Marvel shows, but yet, Daredevil, all these other shows were not above
why
this.
the rest
in
of
the
Daredevil
list.
be on there? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, like mathematically, this doesn't make any sense. Like mathematically, this is impossible. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's weird.
Mathematical.
Wait, did I fuck up? Like, I don't know if I said the word wrong.
No,
No,
every time you say
no.
that,
No.
I keep thinking of Adventure Time because that's like your favorite word to use, like mathematically.
Yeah, or, no, it's mathematically, not mathematically.
Mathematically?
I don't know what the fuck.
Y'all
going on.
are saying the same thing.
No, because it's like athlete. Like you gotta add
No,
like,
no, Alan.
That's the hype
Nick,
athlete.
I'm always wrong. Remember this. Learn this.
Oh no! Actually, remember this. I'm always right. Ooh, no.
See, therefore I'm always wrong. That's how it works.
God damn it, man! Are you new here, man? And right now, God, they're really on you, man. Josh saying, I get why Alan likes Full Metal because it has Germans in it. Is there any truth to this weird fucking comment?
Josh is a fucking idiot that has 3 jokes.
Like, not actually, like, it's based in, like, an alternate
Oh, they actually
world
are
to
German.
ours, but they're not technically Germans.
I thought they were. I thought they were European.
They
at least.
are. They are European. Yeah, but like it's not Germany. You know, like it's a mistress, which is sort of like Germany, I will say, but it's not strictly like. They're Germans. So,
Yeah.
in a way, he's wrong.
Yeah, everyone doesn't know, man. And one thing too, I want to show the chat once again as well. Jenny's saying wait until the Punisher comes out in a few weeks. Now, I don't know about that. I think there's so many things going on, as in especially too, like I mean, Punisher is nerd culture, right? It's comic book nerd culture, and I feel like with Justice League coming out on the exact same day, there is going to be a split. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm wrong.
Not for one day. Like,
No,
there's like what, gonna be at least 13 episodes of Punisher.
Yeah.
Even if people don't watch it day 1, they'll watch it day 2, and it'll still be the most binged.
Yeah, it's like you're acting like it's gonna Punisher is just automatically gonna disappear after one day. Like it's gonna be on Netflix like for the rest of like eternity. So
exactly.
People have time to watch it. Justice League people. I don't know how Justice League is gonna do, honestly. But like
Joke.
I mean, like it doesn't really matter. Why does it matter what performs the best day one?
See, that's my thing is people are talking about like, oh, Justice League is going to lose out on money because Punisher's being released. I really fucking doubt that. Those are two different mediums. One could be watched at home on your phone on the way to the theater. Like, you really have no restrictions. It's not like if you go and watch Punisher, you get this little screen that says if you watch Punisher, you avoid your right to go watch Justice League. If you're caught at the theater, you'll be thrown out.
They put something on your phone, and when you go to pay, they're like, you watch Punisher, you're not allowed to enter the theater.
Yeah, that's no bullshit like that. So I don't get where this hype is coming from. Like, oh, Punisher's gonna destroy Justice League. Like, nah, maybe it was a movie.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but like I can totally watch Punisher like a couple of hours before I go see Justice League, watch the movie, and then come home and watch more Punisher. Like,
you're also a smart person, Allie.
Yeah, take your phone, watch Punisher while you're watching Justice League. Do it at the same time. Fuck it.
The one thing that's something that I think we should bring up though is the fact that there is spoiler culture, and I feel like with comic book, I mean, dude, here's the thing. I'm not trying to insult this entire fucking audience because like I know that everybody in the chat's like, sorry, but it's just like everyone in the chat has the Spider-Man underwears on and shit like that. So I totally get like even Jane just came in, she's like Power Rangers. But the thing is though is like. Thinking about the situation, I think with spoiler culture, which I don't know why there even is spoiler culture, because all these fucking movies end exactly the same, like all the fucking time. And I feel like with Punisher, you need to get this out within 4 days. If you don't watch Luke Cage or Daredevil, whatever the fuck, things will be ruined for you. And when reviews come out, people are going to listen to Rotten Tomatoes before actually forming an opinion for themselves. Same with Justice League. I guarantee you, Batman vs Superman might have had like a split down the middle, but everyone's like, "Ooh, Rotten Tomatoes said it's bad, so I think it's bad too." I mean, you should have known it was going to be bad by the trailer, but you had to wait for the reviews from all these professional quotes critics, and I feel like that could happen with Justice League, especially when Punisher is going to be so good. Most likely, it's going to be like, "Oh man, like why go see Justice League? I got fucking hours."
It's two different mediums. Like it's a situation in which like. Just Punisher's gonna be 13 episodes at least, so it's gonna be 13 hours min to watch. So it's like even if there is something to spoil, it'll at least take 2 days because like some people can watch it in one sitting, but the vast majority of people are gonna take the weekend to watch it. With Justice League, it's like max gonna be 2 hours, so it's like that's what they like. Yeah, you can just watch or 4. Every news story with Justice League is the fucking length of time. Like, no one could be accurate on this shit. It's going to be 47 hours. Fuck it. Point is, in one day, by day 1, people are already going to watch it. So it's like, okay, they're already going to form some sort of opinion, even if they already watch it. So it's like, you can get through Justice League 2 or 3 times in one day. Unless you want to sit through in one sitting, you're not going to finish Punisher. So it's like, there's time.
Now, Jenny, I'm going to ask you really quick, and also just to test your audio and everything like that, too. But I'm going to ask you, is that surprising to you that it was number 3 on the most binge-watch shows?
I just want to know the formula they're using for these binge-watch shows, because it sounds like they're talking about like more recent stuff, because Daredevil was, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not being binged now because it's been out for a while. You're talking about stuff that's been, like, most recently come out. That's when it's the most binged. So,
yeah,
I guess I take this list with a caveat, because The Defenders is the most recent Marvel thing to come out before, obviously, The Punisher comes out in a couple weeks. So you have to take that into account.
Exactly. And I did lower your audio, and I'm probably going to completely mute it because, the thing's all fucked up. I'm sorry. It's nothing personal, sweetheart. It's just messed up.
Skynet!
Skynet! Yeah, so I'm sorry about that, sweetheart, but, hopefully...
Hold on.
Okay, cool.
Is it a list? Is it a list they did for the summer? Is that what's happening? Because it's kind of weird.
Number one choice is stupid.
Yeah, because it's kind of weird that they're not doing it for like the year. Because if that was the case, definitely number 1 and 2 probably would be like Stranger Things and The Punisher.
But see, it's something that you might have to consider though. It might be for the entire year because this second one is what the fuck, Fuller House.
Yeah, I don't understand the fucking list.
House.
Okay, I get this list now. I get it, Alan. Basically, it's going through the algorithm of how many people watched it and how fast it was watched, I guess. And from what I'm getting, a lot of these people that were into the old Fuller House shit really came back to it and kept rewatching it, kept binging it. And that show is for little kids and for people that remember the Full House series. So that could easily have become either the number 1 spot or where it's at right now.
Damn it, Trey. This is all your fault.
It is his fault. No, it is Trey's fault, and I plan to beat his ass.
Trey watches the show.
Yeah, now,
really?
Is this surprising to you, by the way, Jenny? The fact that Fuller House was number 2?
Well, I haven't watched Fuller House. I still Skynet.
Yeah.
Woo, girl, you got that robot love in you.
Sorry.
Well, it's okay, Jenny. I will talk to you in a bit, babe. But that muted like a motherfucker. I'm so sorry. I feel bad.
You got that T-Pain audio.
I hate that because I feel like a dick every time I mute somebody.
At this point, Jenny, please develop Morse code because that way we can at least communicate and I can just translate it for everybody here in the call.
Wait, this is gonna sound like a dumb question. You can actually read Morse code?
I know a little bit, like SOS and stuff like that.
I can't believe you fucking believe this motherfucker.
Dude, this motherfucker is a history buff. It makes sense that he knows some Morse code.
No, man. And by the way, look at the fucking YouTube chat, too. I like how Trey's like, blame me, I'll take it, Fuller House. Wait, he actually does that
shit? Yeah, I wasn't kidding. He watches Fuller House.
Oh my God,
I'll take it in a Fuller House. That sounds like he acquired a game. So.
now when you get at me that I think that Amazing Spider-Man 2 is better than 1, and Trey is the person saying that I'm wrong, he watches Fuller House. I'm just saying.
Trey, I'm sorry, Coco Bandi. By the way, I hate that fucking name. You need to change it to Trey Cooper so people know who the fuck you are. But I gotta tell you, dude, Fuller House, no. Man, why? What is good about it? I
never even liked the original. I never even watched Full House when I was a kid. I saw like 1 or 2 episodes. I'm like, eh.
It's renowned for being such fucking ridiculous shit. It's so corny. It's so bad. Why the fuck does he like it? No, anyway, that's actually really surprising because Trey is really not that type of dude. But yeah, you know what though, man? To each his own. I'm glad that you liked it. I'm glad that this got number 2 because obviously you got some. You're right somewhere. I mean, Netflix or Screen Rant's basically telling us that we are full of shit, Ganja. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Hey, just because people watch it doesn't mean it's good.
I don't give a fuck, man. They make shitty content and they try to make that number 1. Fuck out of here.
Yo, nah. I'm not gonna let you just trash me like this. Nah, I don't care what y'all say. Ringside Hangouts for life. I'm out.
Oh shit!
Who the fuck invited your wrestling nerd ass? You better get the fuck out of here.
The MCA in this.
Oh, that was the best crash ever.
That was actually really good. Trey just fucking highlighted the entire show with that shit. That was great. Oh god, and I'm looking at the chat. Cedric saying Full House White People Appreciation Show. Yeah, no, that sounds pretty much just like it. Jenny, hopefully you're able to come back. Sorry for muting you, and yeah, I might end up muting you again. And it's nothing personal, like I said. It's just your shit fucking sucks. You might want to complain to somebody.
Cedric's onto something. That's probably why Trey likes Fuller House. He treats it like his white version of Sea Monkeys, so he gets to peek on white people in their natural habitat.
That's bad. Here's the thing, though.
Oh dear Lord, move on to the number 1 pick.
You know what? Actually, I might just rather hear Ganja dig himself a deep hole because.
Man, you want to hear my theories?
I want to hear your theories on. No, I want to hear your theories on this, Ganja, because what the fuck? Gilmore Girls, A Year in a Life is number 1. Why? What the fuck?
Because a lot of people like Gilmore Girls. Seriously.
Are you
okay?
Well, I watched it when I was younger, but I never really got into it. But like everyone I talk to, like especially girls, they're like, "Oh my god, Gilmore Girls!" Like, yes, and I was like, "Okay." Like, so I watched a lot of it, trying to like, yeah, seriously, I was trying my hardest to get into it so I could relate. I just could not.
Yeah, man. And then I like this too. Cedric was saying Trey came into the call like this, like, I'm gonna let y'all finish the show, but you know, Ringside Hangout, man, that's like the best show on the Midnight Chat Attack YouTube channel.
It's not.
Hold on a second. If it's really the best show, how come we're beating out on the viewings? Oh.
I'm on that shit too, motherfucker. Like, goddamn it.
You're on both shows. You a double agent. I don't count you.
Yeah, you don't catch. You're the single focal point.
Man, okay, you know what?
More like fecal point.
Oh, that was good.
Aw.
That was alright.
Was it?
Alan, let me get a win. You
No, that's not how our relationship works.
And one thing to bring up too, I'm kind of curious of. Do you feel like, because I mean, I'm looking back in the chat once again, Jordan. I know he's joking around saying Gilmore Girls is also a white privilege show, but do you feel like this is a sign that maybe statistically more white people watch Netflix than black people, Mexicans?
Honestly, no. Just because it's quote unquote the white privilege show doesn't mean only white people will watch it. Something Gunn said earlier, the fastest watched show. Like, I kind of want to know what the time frame of some of these episodes are, because if they're 40-minute episodes, it would make sense that it's like, okay, some of these are going to be higher up. But if they're 20-minute episodes, I know for a fact that you can watch an entire season in one sitting of 20-minute per show episodes. So I don't know if Gilmore Girls or Fuller House are 40-minute episodes or if they're 20 minutes. If they're much shorter than regular runtimes, you can easily binge through seasons in a day.
Gosh, that's fine.
She's alright. But the thing is, though,
not really. They're okay.
I always had the crush on her mom, even when I was like 13 or 14. That's always been a lust of mine.
Is this a sequel to the old series, or is this a reboot?
Yeah.
No, it's a sequel. I know everything about it because I'm also one of the people that binge watch this show.
Of course you do.
No, I'm just joking. I fucking hate that.
Hey man, I used to watch Dawson Creek. I don't want to wait for my to be
I never watched that show, but I love that theme song for some fucking reason.
But one thing I want to do is I want to turn this into a community question. I want people in the chat to answer this for the most part too. I really want the chat to be a big part of this because I'm going to go through all of your guys' picks and I'm going to show it on the show as well. So make sure to let me know in both the YouTube and Double Toasted chat. But community question: what are your top 3 in no particular order most binge watch shows? No, they don't have to be Netflix shows because let's be honest too. Netflix sometimes they get like the best shit and take it off. And I'm like, I don't know why. Like some of the shit, like Workaholics, I got from Netflix. They took the shit off within like a month of having it on there. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get this to you guys. Like Ganja Guru, I'm gonna have you go first, man. Like
fucking BoJack, man.
Always with the BoJack, man.
Dude, I got into that like I was at EDC with our old co-host Anthony Wilson Jr. and with 90s, our other ex-co-host, and 90s was like, "Yo, Ganja, you gonna watch the show with me, man? I'm trying to finish the season. Let me know if you like it or not." It started with one episode that I was just enjoying the hell out of it, and we ended up just re-watching the whole series in between us and Raven. It was Raven, dancing, drugs, BoJack. Raven, dancing, drugs, BoJack. And a shower in between. Maybe a meal.
Yeah, I mean, was that like a Mordecai joke? With the bird taking a picture of him from regular show?
No, but you can tell that they do make reference to a lot of like animated series. Like I think there was one point they go into a costume shop and they have a few costumes that are from like now animated series. I think one is from Gravity Falls, is a hat. But they do call out to some more of the modern animation. But I don't think it was an actual reference because the person really likes the idea of like anthropomorphic animals. That's why they look more human than they do like animals. It's more of aesthetic that they're like horses, birds, and stuff. And that's what I really appreciate. And they really try to go into like the worlds of how these animals coexist with humans. At one point, there's a silent episode that I watched maybe like 4 or 5 times where it's just music and just like interpretation, maybe a few animal sounds to keep you interested. But the whole episode is silent and it's just BoJack just exploring this underwater world as he's trying to like learn about himself and apologize to this woman that he screwed over in his life.
Yeah, and I mean, I actually watched a little bit of it too, and I do love that show a lot. I'm going to go to the chat really quick too, because over here, my boy Cedric, man, he was saying that he likes BoJack as well, which I think everyone in this whole community loves BoJack. BoJack actually is a really damn good show.
Stay BoJacking, guys. Stay BoJacking.
But he also said Sherlock and Full Metal Alchemist. Now, man, everyone's talking about Full Metal Alchemist, or Alchemist. I don't think I'm saying it right.
Alchemist, you're fine.
Okay.
Don't worry how you pronounce it.
But they're talking about this like all the time. Like every time someone gets into a nice, heated either debate or just conversation about anime, this is always fucking brought up alongside Death Note and things like that.
And fuck Death Note.
Yes.
Yeah, Death Note fucking sucked. But
fucking
Allie,
Death Note is so trash. Yeah.
Yes.
no, but Allie, I know you fucking love your Full Metal Alchemist, and I don't know if Alan, are you into this too?
Yeah, it's my favorite anime.
Yeah, so I mean, Allie, gonna have you go first. Like, what is about the show that you think people are so into it?
The first thing is that it's not like your traditional anime. So it has very minimal of like those anime tropes that I don't particularly care for, and Nick, you would hate the tropes. So like the fact that it has very minimal and it really focuses on the characters and the story above everything else, and just trying to, just tell that story. That's why I love it so much, and it's just very impactful emotionally. You really find yourself like sympathetic to all of these characters on both sides. It really humanizes everyone, even the so-called villains. Like when you start finding out more about them, you really start you understand. It's just like an amazing, unique show, both versions, because the first one, it only follows the manga the first part, and then it kind of does its own thing because they didn't finish it, or they were still writing it. But then Brotherhood, which is the updated version, that follows the manga all the way through. And both versions have their pluses and minuses. I think they balance out each other. Both have some great aspects to them that are new and refreshing. But I think definitely start with the first one. But either way, it's just it really is that anime that people say, oh, I don't like anime. Watch Full Metal Alchemist, because that will get you on board.
Yeah, and I like how you just said the Brotherhood thing, and Cedric I think said the exact same thing, where he was Brotherhood, that's the shit. But Ganja, have you ever tried this show out at all, or not really?
I used to watch it when it came on Adult Swim, but I was much younger. I was 13 or 14 at the time.
And you were
so I didn't. No, I wasn't smoking. Well, no, I was probably smoking at the time, but it was mostly just me watching it as a kid, just trying to enjoy the concept. And I guess I was too young for what was going on, especially with the alchemy, the kind of dark science, and a lot of the integrated storylines that are going on between multiple characters that I really didn't care about. That one dude that looks like Cowboy Bebop's wannabe copy, the one who shoots his fire out through a gun pose.
Oh yeah,
Mustang, yeah.
Oh, man,
I really did enjoy him as a character. I thought he was kind of like a wannabe Batman, and I didn't really like anime at the time. It's I didn't really get into anime until I got to Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and realized that's anime, and then I started exploring the other shit. But when I checked this out, I was still it was all right. I just like the aesthetics.
But you didn't watch it all the way through?
No, I never watched it or cared to actually follow the storyline. So if I watched it now, I probably would appreciate it. But
yeah,
that's probably something I will have to go back to with a group of people, because honestly, I don't feel like watching on my own.
Maybe we should do that for anime night. I don't know.
One day. Stop going on me, man. Goddamn. I can't be sneaky if you see me whispering into the mic.
Yeah.
Wait, did you hear that line come out when God just said that? You gotta be sneaky if you be fucking with me, man. Gonna be coming.
Man, you I'm trying to get over the border, man. I'm trying to take AC units back to my country, man.
No, and I'm looking in the chat too. Rashad is he's saying sub chatters. He's over here in the chat room. I like how it's starting to fill up now too. I guess it's just the movie extravaganza. I guess we get lucky with people do that on Wednesdays. Now, Raheem, is your mic working, sir?
Yes,
weird son of a bitch.
What the fuck this shit happened to me, man?
Oh.
Oh, your sound went from sound like you got done playing basketball at a local stadium to you sound like you just got robbed and just black and cut it off.
No,
that's one thing I do not want to go through.
No, but I like how his screen over here is just completely black too. It's you're the right race for that fuck up, that glitch. It's perfect.
The fuck is that supposed to mean, Nick?
Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Don't ignore it.
Let's just move on and not question.
Nothing like that never happened.
Guys, by the way, Black Panther. No, anyway.
Not helping our cause there.
No, it's all me, people. Hate on me. No, but Raheem, man, so really quick, just while I have you here, dude. Yes, it's working now. I can actually see you. This is awesome. Yeah. No, man, I was going to ask you, though, what's something that you've binge watch, before this thing kind of fucks up and everything? I want to just give you a chance to answer that.
Oh, my God. Because of my work schedule and all these shows coming right now in the fall, and plus I'm so busy playing all these video games, I haven't had time to binge watch.
Oh, really?
I know. Yeah, I know. I mean, The Walking Dead. Yeah, I'm gonna catch that up. But there's other shows I've been watching. I've been watching Ray Donovan on Showtime. I'm watching this new show that's produced by Jeremy Fox on White Famous. With what's that comedian that does the Obama impersonation?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about too. That guy's actually really fucking funny. But I can't remember the dude's name. Yeah, man. But by the way, I'm just glad that you're finally on again and everything too. You hired from New York, dude?
Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah, man, next week, sir. And that's the thing too. I mean, we might want to kind of talk to people at the very end of the show, maybe in the rabbit, and just kind of discuss certain things. 'Cause I know I want to say this now and put it on my face really quick. There are some things that people have been saying, like in some private messages and Facebook groups and things like that, about like rules and whatnot, or not rules, but like plans and whatnot. Me, Ganja, Alan, we all, and Allie, we all do not have the same plans. And I don't even know what y'all doing. No one really knows. So it's like, just ask us. But it's not an MCA thing. It's a double toasted thing. So everyone just kind of like see what Corey's up to. Corey Goodwin. I know Gertz and Goodwin always do special things and shit like that. So just make sure to ask around. But no one really has many plans. I just want to put that out there now. And Jenny, I'm looking at the chat. Yes, go ahead and try again. Hopefully this shit works. And if it doesn't, then I don't know. I'll
Man, we all know she's gonna sound like she's just talking out of my bong.
But yeah, man, and then like Ganja, I'm gonna go through this really quick too, and this is something that can actually help you talk about too, because Futurama is fucking great. Like,
oh yeah, I love that show. That first
man.
episode is still great.
See, okay, that first episode I actually saw when it was brand new, and I felt so like, this is a wannabe Simpsons thing, but that really ended up being its own thing. Like Futurama really paved its own way, but. Ganja, did you binge watch it like recently at all, or is this something?
The thing is now is like I usually when I binge watch stuff, I usually tend to watch it before I go to bed. Like my thing is, I've always been one of those kids that kind of have to watch a movie or have something on the background to be able to fall asleep. So I've kind of continued that in my adult life. So one of my things was like I always have to do that with TV shows I haven't watched in a while, so I can like remember them, laugh at them, and enjoy them before I knock the fuck out and go to Dreamland. And Futurama has become one of those shows for me. And I've gone through all the seasons already, and I forgot how intelligent the show was and how emotional it was. Like, they got a few episodes that are completely dumb, and you could tell that the writers were just trying to come up with stuff, especially in the later seasons that were coming out of Comedy Central. But, like, the core, like, fifth to, like, first season, that is just gold all the way through, especially with the character development. My favorites, especially, like, for this opening sequence, a lot of people don't remember, is introducing the characters as their lives suck, and Fry kind of shakes them out of their kind of their pattern in life, especially with Leela and Bender, which is something I didn't realize about his character. But apparently, he was killing himself in the suicide booth because he realized that his bending skills were being used to make suicide booths. So he felt like his work was not being respected. So that made Bender a little bit more honorable as a character. Like, yeah, he was a worker and just a good guy at one time. And he got fucked over, so fuck it, I'm a rob and steal now.
No, and that's actually kind of dark too. I did not know that was the case. I just thought, I was like, it's a little joke. I don't know.
It's a throwaway line. Like, they literally just mentioned in a bar. He's like, so what do you do, delivery boy? What did you do? I used to bend girders. You know, I used to bend all type of girders, the best bender ever. He was like, oh, what did you bend the girders for? Suicide booths. And that's it.
Oh, yeah. I love when he say, hey, John's like, you want to join your Avenger? Does it require any bending at all? Because I could do that. Because he's looking for purpose. And yeah, no, Bender was great. I love, like, I think one of my favorite episodes was with Bender, and he was scared that if once he died, no one would remember him. And the entire episode is what you leave behind, and they end up getting trapped on this Egyptian world. And he becomes a tyrannical fucking dictator, just trying to basically have something so when he dies, he's remembered. And it's like, yeah, that's something everyone can kind of relate to. Like, what happens when you die? Are you ever going to be remembered, or are you just going to be forgotten and thrown away? You know?
Yeah.
And one of the best episodes, I think that I think they even won an Emmy for, if I recall. And I think anybody, if we ever watch Futurama again, like we did for American Animated Night on the MCA Viewing Party, it was the episode where Bender gets trapped in deep space. He's literally shot out of a giant cannon, or I think the ship missile pod shoots him out. And he ends up in like the deepest parts of space, and this asteroid lands on him, Nick. And he just ends up like taking care of these different type of people. And he just becomes God for like these little creatures that grow up on his stomach. And he tries to be like the best God ever at first. Like, he's trying to help them directly. And then finally he says, fuck it. And he realizes there's people on his ass that got stuck in the asteroid. And he's never cared about them. They've created their own God. And they've been hating the people in the front. And he ends up with a nuclear war on his body. And at one point at the end, which I think is very thought-provoking, he runs into the actual God of their universe. And he basically tells them, yeah, I used to do that shit too. But you have to learn, people got to learn their own way. You know, you just guide them in the right direction.
My favorite thing about it, goes, he's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And God goes, I help those that help themselves. And he's like, what the fuck's that supposed to mean? So when he gets sent back to Earth, and Fry's looking for him. So like the whole crux of this is Fry's looking for him, and he goes to these monks that have this space telescope because they're trying to look for God. And he's trying to find Ben. He's trying to find his friend. And the way they get the telescope is they lock the monks in a closet. So when Bender comes back down to Earth, he goes, "What the hell? Hey, what have you guys been doing?" Oh, Fred's like, "Yeah, we locked a bunch of monks. They're trying to find you. Fuck it, let's just leave them in there." And Bender goes, "Well, we can't just leave them there." Fred goes, "Yeah, don't worry, the God will save them." And Bender goes, "God's not gonna do anything for anybody. Let's go save them ourselves." And the episode ends with God saying, "I help those that help themselves." Like
no, and then it was that kind of message, and I remember the speech correctly, because his point was you should just do good for the sake of doing good, and it was when you do good, it's not, people don't even realize it at all, and it's just saying that good is supposed to be your just neutral nature, and you should be rewarded for good deeds. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I love that fucking episode.
That's actually extra deep for something like Futurama. But really quick, Jenny, I'm just gonna test you out. Say something real quick.
Hello, everybody.
Holy shit!
Lord,
Yes! Lives!
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
But really quick, I'm gonna take advantage of her being able to talk right now. Man, I'm
Thank you.
sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna just ask you this question real quick. I'll put it up on screen. Community question: what are your top 3 in no particular order? You don't have to name a whole 3 if you don't want to, but what is your most binge-watched shows? And they don't have to be Netflix shows. Go ahead, Jenny, take that shit away.
My top 3 binge watch shows. Number 1, you guys probably know this. It's Super Sentai because I'm binging through major seasons of that right now. I've probably binged through about 12 seasons, and these are all about 50 episodes long, 45 to 50 episodes long. So
Is this it, by the way?
this is one of the seasons. That one of the seasons I have not seen. I've started everything with what has been dubbed into Power Rangers. So I have basically for everything. I have the first couple seasons that were dubbed into Power Rangers, and I've watched everything from 2010 onward. So that's probably about 7 seasons worth of stuff, including this season, which I will say is pretty awesome. But
I'm just afraid if you're into something like Super Sentai, but yet you don't like Transformers. Because there's big robots and shit. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know, because you have actual characters and humans, and like in the stuff in the newer seasons, there's actual storylines and stuff, and there's a lot of emotional connection to it. So especially this, I'll go to this season. Q Ranger has been awesome. I was afraid because they started off with 9 Rangers in the beginning, and now they're sitting at 12. Yeah, 12.
12 Rangers, Jesus Christ.
12 Rangers.
Yeah.
And they've managed to be able to do storylines with everybody. So there's been arcs with different characters, which has been really cool. So
and what's another show that you've been binge watching, or that you have binge watched?
Another show I've been watching is Mystery Science Theater 3000. That's it's hard to binge watch that one because they are an hour and a half episodes because it's a whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. It's fun to put 1 or 2 episodes on a night, before I go to bed, just to kind of relax a little bit and just listen to some crazy jokes and stuff. Which in this past season, the season that was rebooted on Netflix, is a really good season. It starts out a little rough because you have to get used to the new actors and stuff, the new puppeteers. But so there's some really good jokes in the show, and it's overall been fun. It's kind of winking and nudging at Hollywood nowadays, trying to make franchises and everything into franchises and stuff. It's kind of fun. But I'm kind of bummed they haven't announced a new season for that yet, considering all these other things they've announced seasons for. So I don't know, maybe it's a hard media because it's hard to determine because they are hour and a half episodes long. It's not a bingey type show. In a way, so.
And then one thing too to bring this up, because I don't know if you're really into this because you're really super into this, or are you into this because they actually mentioned your name. I remember you posted something recently, or not recently, it was a few months ago, but they actually gave you a thanks on the credits. And what was that for, by the way?
So when they announced that they were redoing the show, there's a Kickstarter. And I hopped on the Kickstarter, so because I really liked the show because it was a fun show. Because I got into it before the Kickstarter was announced, and I started getting into it. And my friend's husband is really into it too. So when we're together, we're talking about it all the time. And it's fun because it's fun to go visit the jokes because a lot of the jokes are very Midwestern because the guys are from this area of the Midwest. So there's a lot of references that a lot of people in the country don't get, but I get because they're very, very local references. Just locations in the state of Wisconsin. When they make jokes about the Wisconsin Dells, they're just cracking me up because I know what those are, and they're hilarious.
And I think that would probably sell me on a show like that too. You know what I mean? But what was another show, by the way, just to hit the 3, the quota?
To hit the 3, probably Supernatural. At least the earlier seasons of Supernatural.
Fuck you, Alan.
I have not watched the latest season. I was in the full of last season because the CW taking their shit off of Hulu kind of pissed me off, and I hate their app to watch shit. So, but like the good, like season 1 through 5, like that's a great show. If you just want to like watch seasons 1 through 5 and be done with the show, you can do that. I'll say there are some good episodes, definitely in the middle. I guess now you consider the middle run of the show. My favorite being the episode called The French Connection, where they totally, completely smashed the fourth wall.
Man, that is one of my favorite episodes in the series. Like, Nick, I know what you're saying. Oh, God damn it. The fan base ruins, like, any perception of the fucking show. Because when you actually start watching the show, it's really good. And what I love about it is the same reason I love American Gods is this entire show is philosophy, is that every single religion that has ever been on Earth has existed at one point or another. It's like, think of it as like fads or like TV fads of a generation. Like the 80s was a time, the 90s was a time. So Christianity had its heyday, Islam had its heyday, Buddhism or all the other stuff, Greek mythology had its heyday. And these people, these religious figures actually existed and had some sort of power. And as people believed in them, they gained strength. That's the whole premise of the entire show. And I love it. And that episode she's talking about is fucking ridiculously hilarious.
Alan, I got a question.
What's up?
Did you just say Buddhism?
Sorry.
Fuck off. Y'all can't pronounce mathematical, so don't fucking get
Hey, mathematical. I can support you, man. Teach me these tendons.
No, bullshit.
Anyway, the particular episode she was talking
Let's
about.
go back to the episode I was talking about, yes.
Continue, you were saying.
Yeah, no, that episode, it makes pokes fun at like the fan base in a little bit, and pokes fun at the actors themselves, like because they basically go back to like they're in our world, and so they're not in their world. So you have Sam and Dean come in our world, and it's just funny because they're like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And it's the funniest shit. It's so funny, especially when you watch seasons up to then. A lot of the jokes are just. They're nails on the head. So
I mean, I will give it some love in a sense of like I just like how they actually brought the Lucille back from Walking Down there at some point. That shit was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, the most recent one, what it was, because Jeffrey Dean Morgan got a start on Supernatural, and it's kind of a small little thing, like you wouldn't notice it, but it's like the episode starts with, "Oh man, this baseball bat, Dad's favorite," and they just put the bat down with the barbed wire. It works great.
Hey, I disagree, sir. His career started on Grey's Anatomy as Danny. You better respect his origin.
Because he did Supernatural, but then I think he got cast in Watchmen shortly after Supernatural.
Yeah, Watchmen.
So I think that's why he didn't have a bigger part on Supernatural, because he's in like a couple episodes of the first and second season, and then they kill him off. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, but then he comes. Like I kind of want them, like, because they do that a lot. Where I want them to bring him back. Like I want them to bring back Jared Morgan for one or two episodes, just to kind of see, like, because he's great on the show. Like Jared Morgan's a great actor, and so are the two main leads, and I would love to see
especially with all the growth of the show now. Yeah, I would love to see just like a small arc on the show. That'd be fun.
This show does so many crazy things. Like their interpretation of heaven is the single best interpretation I've ever seen of heaven. Basically, what it is when you die and you go to heaven, your soul creates essentially, like, you get almost like your one bedroom apartment that becomes your heaven. And what it is your greatest memory, like what makes you feel the best, is your heaven. And one of the characters describes, like, every soul creates their own heaven. My personal one to hang out is this autism, this guy with autism, and his like greatest memory is on a Tuesday, it's sunny and he's flying a kite. That's his heaven. He's just flying a kite and he's loving his life.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat too. Booty, rocking everywhere. Like,
you damn
bro, right there.
Let's church your booty, guys.
By the way, just for the wrestling fans to know, because if I had to deal with Supernatural talk, you can hear this fucking WWE thing. But like, anyone who wants JoJo, that nice looking girl right there, you'll get fucking meningitis. So do not touch. And when you think about it, when you're touching yourself at night,
nobody tell Nick meningitis is not transferable. Nobody tell me.
Dude, it is transferable.
It is.
That's why all the wrestlers are now on the show.
It's not an STD.
Wait, meningitis is a STD? I thought it was an oral disease.
No, it is. That's not
oral disease is still fucking transferable. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's still transferable. It's like getting like a cold or flu. Like,
Hold on, I'm gonna Google WebMD.
There's meningitis. Like,
multiple forms of meningitis, dude.
yeah, what the fuck?
God's going.
Yeah, go hit that Google, son. No.
Jesus Christ.
Allie, speaking of hot chicks in the call and everything and fucking diseases, man, one show that's gonna have hot chicks and diseases like a motherfucker is Catfish. Now, I saw that you put this in there as your choice. I gotta tell you, this show is so addicting. It's so stupid, and I do not
Yes,
get it.
it's so addicting. Like once you watch one, you can't. And then at the end of the episode, they like show you what's going to happen in the next episode. So you're like, oh crap, oh man, I need to see this too. Oh man, and it just keeps leading on and on. And then before you know it, you watch the freaking show for like 12 hours straight. It's so freaking good.
Man,
What sucks about this too is like I say, like, speaking of hot girls, because when you watch this show, it's like that's the whole purpose. Like, they go online and they do these fake pictures, and they'll be like, oh, like, I'm this model, whatever the fuck. And it's like, I don't understand how you could be online, like, doing like a dating thing, whatever the fuck, and like you don't ask to see somebody on webcam at some point. I know it's funny coming from me.
That's the whole thing on Catfish, is that they'll ask the person who enters in to have their thing submitted. They'll ask the person like multiple times if they could webcam, but the other person always makes some sort of excuse that, oh, my webcam's broken. Oh, I have a family emergency or whatever. Like, they always come up with some lame excuse that they can't webcam, or if they can't meet or whatever. Like so they do try multiple times. That's why they sign up for Catfish, because they suspect this person might not be telling the truth because they can't even webcam.
But if someone's so good looking though, it's like, and then they don't want to meet. Like for me, like I would meet people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys don't know. You guys seen that one picture of me where I look drunk and high at the same time. But the thing is, like, I'm gonna see y'all next Thursday, so like there ain't no Catfish there. You're gonna see me. But the thing is, these people, we'll see. Yeah, I'm high somewhere. And Jenny, you'll probably see a bunch of fucking pictures because Alan's a fucking asshole.
Oh, I'm going to videotape the entire fucking experience.
Woohoo!
Me personally, I just want to say fuck all of y'all, because I just found out meningitis is transferable, and I just fucked my day up.
Well, see, Ganja, it's your fault. Not everybody here, because you're like, I'm going to be a scientist, and then we shut y'all down.
No, wait, I don't think Ganja ever said he wanted to be a scientist. He's like, man, fuck scientists. Fuck them.
Motherfucker tried to tell me what was transferable or not.
Hey, man, I know you don't get around much. I don't know if you know STDs properly. I'm sorry.
It's not an STD. Oh, okay. Anyway.
Hey, if it's transferable, it can be transferred through kissing, which is usually through sexual content.
No, that's not what that means, dude.
Man, science, dog.
Anyways, this poor girl was like, I thought y'all were talking about me.
Actually, I'm talking about science. We'll go back.
We might need to have a discussion about STDs with you off camera.
Yeah. No, but like the thing is, though, like looking at this, like I mean, this show is so like I just want to keep watching it because, like you said, Allie, like at the end of the show, it gives you like a little taste of like a bunch of. You're not Allie.
Well, technically, I am, but
technically, yeah. Legally.
No. Yeah, but no, man. Do they still do like? Because the last time I watched this like a while back, actually, to be honest with you, because I just can't keep up with this stuff. But like, yeah, are they still doing new episodes of this?
Yeah, they are, because like they're playing reruns all the time on MTV, or like it's stuff that's recent, like just last year. So yeah, they're still doing it.
Yeah, and what's another show, by the way, that you have binge watched before?
So I'm gonna start with 11/22/63.
Oh.
Yes. That one is based on a Stephen King novel. It has James Franco in it, and he basically has the power to go back in time to like 61, I think it is. And he can. And the whole thing is that he's trying to save Kennedy from being assassinated. So it follows like him changing. Yeah, it's like it sounds kind of outlandish.
I rewind it on accident.
No, but yeah, it's actually really good. I was surprised. I wasn't really expecting much out of it, but James Franco is actually really good in it, and I actually really cared for his character. At first, it starts a little bit like I'm like, okay, I don't know about this, but like once he's actually in the past and he starts like blending in more with society, it gets really interesting. And like I finished this show in like 2 days. It really held my attention the whole way through. I didn't know what the heck was going to happen. Didn't know if he was going to carry, the mission out or not. It was very fascinating. Like I definitely, it's a mini series, so it's only about 8 episodes. They're like the first episode's like an hour long, but the rest is like 40 minutes. But yeah, so like it's pretty. You can get through it.
Do you feel like this could be an anthology series? Because like this is like a concept I fucking love. Like they're doing the time machine thing, right?
Yeah, I love it. I really wish it was, because I really would love for them to go back more in time, or go further. Going forward. I'm really sad that it's not an anthology. I hope that they do something like that. That would be awesome.
Ooh, fuck that.
This was amazing.
Oh God, cockroaches.
I fucking hate cockroaches. God damn, that shit.
No, yeah, they actually explain like in the show, if like you change something, that supposed to happen a different way, like the past starts pushing back on you, like it's repelling you. So like those cockroaches and stuff, like that's what the past is doing. Like that's sort of like what they explain. That's the kind of Stephen King isms that come in. Because like for the most part, I'm like, is this a Stephen King story? I can't tell. And then they'll do like something. I'll be like, oh, okay, that's totally Stephen King. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's definitely worth a watch, and it's not super long either. So like I said, you can finish it if you want to. You can finish it within a day.
Yeah.
So.
No, but what's another binge watch show that you've experienced before?
Well, like I just started Mindhunter, and like I just started it. Like I was watching it right before the show, and I'm really into it because my boss was watching it and she kept talking about it. She's like, "Oh my God, Mindhunter!" Like that's actually how she sounds.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, we're watching Mindhunter. It's just like so great. I'm like, okay, yeah. So someone like my boss, I really wouldn't peg her for someone to watch stuff like this, but she watches all the Netflix shows, and she said she's just stuck on it, and I trusted her because she got me to watch Narcos, and that show is amazing. So I started watching that, and like this one's equally is really fascinating, just because like it takes place like I think in the early 70s, when like the term serial killer wasn't really known yet. So it's this FBI agent, the main person. He's a person that he actually goes in and like whenever there is a someone who has held hostages, he's the one that kind of tries to negotiate. So he's really the person that like tries to go into their psyche to try to get that criminal to kind of calm down, to not be as panicked. And so he really is trying to unravel like mentally what goes on in these killers' heads or these criminals' heads, because there's just like all these crazies are kind of coming out during this time. So it's really, really, I love it so far.
So
it's definitely worth a watch.
Is it like Criminal Minds, just for like a smarter audience?
Exactly. Exactly. It is definitely Criminal Minds, but better. So if you like the concept, if you like the concept of Criminal Minds, but you just didn't like the way they executed it, I think you'll really like Mindhunter. Plus, like if you love period pieces, this is really great. It doesn't call attention to that like some other stuff does. It's just kind of like there, with like the technology and stuff like that, but it doesn't like harp you over the head like, okay guys, look, like they're playing this music in the background, oh my God, like it's not like, the 70s, yay guys, yay.
It's like Baker Driver type shit, whatever the fuck, some kind of mixtape gimmick, whatever the fuck. But the thing is, though, I actually want to bring this up, because at some point, I know season 2 is going to be coming up soon, whatever, but I know you love yourselves from Stranger Things.
Oh yes.
And man, this show, like I do want to give this a shot at some point. I mean, we should do this kind of soon since it is the Halloween season and the whole thing.
Halloween's fucking over.
I mean, like, wait, isn't season 2 out now? I think
it's coming out
Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
Friday.
Oh, this Friday?
Damn, maybe we should do something. Like, I don't know. I mean,
I will say I still need to watch season 1. I have not watched season 1 yet, and so I'm starting it.
Even I watched season 1. I don't.
Binging Super Sentai. That's what I've been doing. No, I'm planning on starting to watch
Super Hentai. Yeah, we've all been there.
Oh God, going back to that joke after the anniversary party. Oh God. Anyway, I was thinking about starting it tonight because then I could get through for tonight, for tomorrow night, and then be good to go for Friday.
I guess you could say you're gonna binge watch it.
Kill this man.
No, because I'm just saying, I was hoping that someone eventually, like, man, maybe I should, like, watch all the episodes, like, and, like, binge it, like, while I'm bringing up the binge thing.
Stop putting faith in people.
I'm just saying,
I'm
liked
sorry
it.
I brought it up then.
No, but that's the thing. I mean, I want to binge it too. Like, at some point, I feel like, you know, because obviously, I can't be watching season 2 if I haven't seen season 1, unless it's an anthology.
I'm curious. No, it definitely was the same character. I'm actually really curious about this because Narcos season 3, if you watched season 1 or season 2, you would have like some idea, but like honestly, you could go into season 3 without really watching season 1 or 2. I'm curious if Stranger Things is gonna be kind of the same way. Like, are they directly taking it, or is it gonna be like?
No, you definitely have to watch the first season to get stuff. You really build like a serious connection with these kids, and they definitely will. There'll definitely be like a lot of story aspects that you'll be missing. So I think it's, from what I've gathered from the trailer, yeah, you definitely have to watch season 1.
And that's what I've been seeing. So I'm like, I gotta definitely get on this.
Your shit's fucked.
Under the sea.
It was great while you lasted.
Jenny likes hanging out with Jamaican crabs under the sea.
Go ahead and watch your super hentai. Where the fuck? No,
Almost got it, then corrected himself to the wrong correction.
I know.
Man,
But here's the thing,
scrap
Alan.
anime night. Let's just watch Stranger Things.
I thought she was going to watch hentai.
No.
Screw this. I want to watch some hentai. Super hentai. You know, it's really good storytelling in that show. But here's the thing, though, Alan. I remember you recently kind of binged The Office. Was it the American Office? Was it the?
Yeah, the American Office. I do watch British television a lot of times, but I kept hearing that the American Office was actually the much better version. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I remember people saying like, oh, get through season 1, you'll much prefer season 2. And yeah, that actually ended up being the case because I'm like, I watched the first episode of season 1. I'm like, this is just kind of really stale and awkward and boring. And then I watched the second episode. I'm like, these are kind of really simple jokes. The third episode is what really got me because it's just them picking a healthcare plan, and I'm laughing my ass off that the entire episode. I'm like, this show is making me laugh about them picking a healthcare plan. Then it started getting me like, oh, it's supposed to be awkward, stale, and boring because it's real life. It's pointing at the funny of the workspace. And when season 2 happens, they really start going with that of they're dealing with workplace issues that aren't over the top, but still feel like this would actually happen within the workplace. Some of the stories here, if it actually happened, like I've seen this shit happen, or people have told me stories of this happening in real life. And I like that they point out they have I keep forgetting his fucking name, but the main guy, like he's really Steve Carell. Steve Carell. He really caused all the conflicts. And honestly, I never liked this character at all. Like he had his moments, but he just to me made the show unbelievable at some points. Some of the shit he would do, but everyone else, all the supporting cast, they just had their own great stories. I loved the secretary Pam. She was probably my favorite character because she felt the most real. She had the most growth over the entire series, and I just loved how it felt real. And I just kept watching. Like I was watching it over and over and over and over again. Like I think I basically was watching like a season a day when I was at my peak of binge watching the show because it's 20-minute episodes and I couldn't put it down. And if I couldn't watch an episode because I had work or school, I'd watch the cold opening, which is like the first 2 or 3 minutes, which is just like, hey, this is the first 2 or 3 minute joke, and then we go on for the rest of the episode.
Yeah. Now, the show that I'm going to choose, and I mean, granted, I don't want to get into, because we've been on this for a long time, and I think it was because I fucking supernatural talk, you fucking nerds, but I'm just joking around. No, but the thing is, though, the show...
Oh, Dijon, we ain't trying to wrap this up. I've been having a good time. Why you gotta be
I know, I'm chilling, man, but here's the thing, though, man. This particular show, you guys already know I'm going to choose fucking Walking Dead, obviously. I binge-watched this numerous fucking times. But, man... To segue into something really quick, because look, dude, like this show is fucking great. I'm always gonna defend it, no matter what. People talk shit all the fucking time, like, oh, it's stupid for this reason, that reason. But man, that new episode, Ganja Guru, sucked bad. It was so bad, man. Jesus Christ, they fucked that shit up. Months and months and months of build, saying all out war, and they gave us no fucking war whatsoever.
Again?
Oh yeah,
again? Oh man, this is great.
No war.
I like how this motherfucker's laughing right now. Meanwhile, he's just waiting for them to go back to the farm.
Man,
yep.
Okay, as much as God is talking shit because he's never fucking watched the show.
I did, sir. 5 seasons.
Oh, sure. Yeah, but I'm more caught up than you are. Something Nick actually pointed out. I actually think The Walking Dead is better binge watched because there's so much. Like there are episodes where nothing fucking happens, or there's only one thing that happens in the 40-minute episodes, and it gets to the point where I was kind of complaining watching it weekly. Then a friend of mine's like, dude, you complain less when you watch a season in like 2 or 3 sittings. So that's what I started doing. Like, I'll just wait for the season to finish up, and then I'll just binge watch the whole thing. And it's like, I hate on it less because I don't have to wait next week for the build up, or I don't have to keep waiting, or I could even skip if it's just nothing but them walking for 20 fucking minutes. So it's like if you really hate the show, try binge watching a season because you might actually like you don't have to wait for the build up, you don't have to wait for the mystery or which main character they're gonna kill off next episode because they have a break, or you don't have to wait at all. You just watch it all whenever the hell you feel like.
One of the things that really bothered me about this too, and I mean like this, I'll put this up in here. Walking Dead season 8 premiere draws lowest opening ratings since season 3. Now the reason why I think this is the case is because many people, like for instance, last season the whole Glenn kill and the whole fucking thing. What happened was. People were like shocked. They're like, "Holy fuck, that happened! I can't believe it!" And then people just kept rewatching it. Like they played that shit all night, over and over. The Talking Dead was only like 45 minutes long to like an hour or something like that. But the Walking Dead episode was an hour and a half long, and it just kept playing over and over. And then the whole week it kept doing that, and it was crazy. This they did build rather than actually like entertain us, and no one rewatched that shit. Like, cause there's nothing like if you want to rewatch it, just watch the Comic-Con trailers. You know what I mean? It was so bad. It was like, you know how I complain about Wonder Woman and all that stuff and Spider-Man where the trailer gives us too much of what the actual product is?
Sure.
And sometimes it's not the fault of the trailer, it's the fault of the movie or the show because you don't have nothing for us other than 2 minutes of a fucking good trailer. And this definitely was that, man. I mean, lowest
really the opening episode. Like, I know the opening's supposed to be big and climactic, but it's like, to me, it's like, the opening episode's always supposed to be to wake everybody up. Like watching something like Game of Thrones. I remember season 6, the first season. I was like, it's okay the first episode, but it's because you kind of have to almost wake people up and remind them what's going on. Go through a bunch of stuff. Like to me, I never judge a show's season based on the first episode because it's like there are a lot of times where it's like, oh man, that first episode was awful, but that second episode is incredible because like we've woken everybody up because you can't go from like 0 to 100 after like what almost 6-7 months, maybe a year since the last episode. So it's like you have to kind of you have to build it up. You have to kind of wake people up again. So it's like it makes sense that there's a build up,
No, it does, but like when you look at something like this, and here's like the ratings, just in general, like number 5, that was the Terminus thing. I mean, I don't know if you remember that at all, Alan, when they beat the cannibalistic people. Whatever.
Oh, you mean when what's her face manages to destroy the entire Terminus with 3 bullets and a firework?
Yep, exactly. It was great shit.
man.
I am not exaggerating. She literally fires 3 sniper rounds at a gas tank, fires a firework into it, blows it up, and then the entire place just starts falling apart.
Yeah, but Nick, he likes the fact of just staying on the farm, trying to grow some crops.
Oh yeah, growth and development, and actually trying to survive in the world, and actually trying to build and trying to actually defend a place like they did in season 6.
Okay, do you want to watch? We should just fucking play Stardew Valley or whatever the fuck that game was, because like you just want to see people.
Stardew Valley.
It was a good game, but like, man, imagine that for 8 hours just watching this shit and not having anything to actually.
Yeah, but again, I'm not saying season 2 is the greatest ever, but like season 6 to me, he does what season 2 failed at. Like, yeah, season 2 had its boring moments, but season 6 kind of does that, where they have their own place, they're defending it against people and other motherfuckers trying to take it. That's what I want. Focus, stay in one place. I'm sick of them blowing up. Until season 6 happened, every single season was we found this new place, we're settling down, we're gonna blow it up and move on to the next place. That feels like what every season has been.
Yeah, but I mean, it just like for me, and I mean, I know Corey talked about this last night. Someone sent him an email about this and everything, but like, this whole thing with him is shown like now they're just doing things like just completely opposite of the comic just to be different, and then you get situations like, man, I used to love Negan, man. Like Negan is my spirit animal. I wish I was Negan. Like shit's fucking amazing. But this motherfucker is literally like just running out of shit to say. Like he comes out onto the balcony, he's like, my dick's bigger than yours. I got a cock. My dick is huge. Your dick's not so huge. Dick.
So they're doing what the comic was doing, because that's what one of the issues with the character in the comic, where he was just an excuse for them to swear and cuss all the fucking time.
Shit, no, fucking Negan in the comics is like a cartoon character now. I mean, he might as well be a fucking wrestler. Like, I mean, it's silly shit, dude. It's so bad. And the show's going that direction. And I'm not going to say, like, oh, I'm not going to watch the thing anymore.
They'll be there fucking Sunday.
I'll be there Sunday, but I'm telling you, man, like, if this shit continues on where, like, literally I sit there for an hour and nothing fucking happens. Like, I almost canceled the wrestling show last Sunday just to watch this. Good thing I didn't, because I would have just fucking canceled to watch trailers. And the commercials is insane, dude. I cannot take commercials anymore. Like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, no, again, watch on Netflix, binge watch it. That's what I was saying. Like, it's probably, like, for a lot of people, because to me, that's really the only way I got through season 6. And I actually genuinely enjoyed season 6. I think that, to me, that was one of their better seasons after the debacle that happened in 4 and 5. But it's one of those things where it's like, I actually want them to deviate from the comics. Like, I like reading comics, and I like comic book movies. I am so sick and tired of we have to slave to the comic, and God forbid we do anything different, or motherfuckers be like, that's too different. And then if we do exactly what the comic's like, well, that was exactly the comic we've already seen. It's like, Do things that are different. Do your own thing.
And I think this applies to the comic book movies too. I mean, I don't know if you feel that way as well, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, I talk more, I guess, about the television shows, but I love the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Arrow and Flash because they take bits and pieces of the comic, but they're doing their own storyline throughout the seasons, and it's like you get these surprises that you wouldn't get if they were just like, let's just do this random run of the comic as a show. It's like that's what I like about this stuff. So The Walking Dead deviating from the comics, do it. Make it so that people don't expect. Game of Thrones did that for a while, actually. The last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, they completely made up because George R.R. Martin didn't write the books yet. So they got a chance to do whatever the hell they wanted, so people were surprised.
Do you think that ruins it for the books, by the way? I don't think that's ever really happened where like a show passes or surpasses the source material, and then the source material ends up like not being as good anymore. Like, I don't know.
Well, actually, that happens sometimes with video games. That happens a lot. Actually, I know that the Witcher series was actually based on a book, and nobody on Earth except for like a few people know that was based on a book. Like that's a situation where it surpasses it. But that sometimes does happen. Like. More often than you think. Like The Walking Dead is probably way more popular than the comic ever was.
Yeah, I mean it's weird at this point because I just knew about The Walking Dead. Cause I was like, oh, some zombie show, I guess I'll watch it. And I got obsessed, and then I was like, holy shit, there was a comic book, and oh my god, it's like has all these characters, and then it just got more and more crazy as it continued on. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I just wanted to bring it up because I never get to talk about Walking Dead, and I never get to talk shit about it. I don't think I ever have on this show. But fuck Walking Dead right now. I hate that shit. It was so bad.
But next episode, man, it's gonna be great.
But here's the thing, though. I want to bring this up really quick because when something happens and I can't back my boy Rick and I can't back my boy Negan. I need somebody else to go to. Stone Cold's not fucking wrestling. Korn's not coming out with an album. There's not a Mortal Kombat game coming out. I got no more references, Alan. I can't fucking do anything.
Time to go Taylor Swift style.
No, time to go horror style, man. Because just like my boy Gary Egan's probably happy about, man. Freddy Krueger is DLC for fucking Dead by Daylight. Oh, yeah!
The more successful, popular, and better supported Friday the 13th.
Ow.
Okay, actually, you're probably right about that. I mean, I don't know much about the game, but I feel like Friday the 13th has always been like, well, let's see if we can catch up to fucking
Friday the 13th is Dead by Daylight if they only had one character.
Yeah, true. Well, Jason, I think they have different Jasons that have different abilities, right? Or am I wrong for saying that?
I think no. Dead by Daylight has a lot because Dead by Daylight isn't just Jason or now they had a Freddy. They had like Leatherface. They got a lot of different actual like villains.
No, I know that, but I'm saying like with Friday the 13th. Though.
Yeah, that too. Like I know Gary always posts this stuff, but he posts this one GIF. It's like the kills in Friday the 13th are so fucking lame, man.
Yeah, it's the same shit. Like after you see a good like 20 minutes worth of gameplay, you're like, oh, I saw the whole fucking thing. That's awesome. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know about these games, honestly, because I know many people have asked us, like, hey, you guys want to play this, like, on a Rabbit or something after one of the shows or during the show or something? And with this Freddy Krueger thing, I mean, granted, I didn't see a date. Maybe I just didn't pay enough attention. Maybe I should leave it on the screen for longer. But I mean, now I'm thinking about it, man. Like, this is fucking cool. Like, this is super awesome.
I mean, what would we do it on? We did it on PC because that's the only place Ganja has it.
90s actually played Dead by Daylight when we were trying to find games for all of us, just to hang out, shoot the shit, and play with each other because we got tired of Ark at the time and we were just trying to get more of us to hang out. And one of the things we played was Dead by Daylight, and I think it was the same. It's the same concept as Friday the 13th, the game, except Friday the 13th, there's more of like combat like situations you can do, like you can actually use weapons against Jason. You can actually do more hand-to-hand stuff. Whereas this one, yeah, you get to fight back, but that's not the point of the game. It's the point to run away from these guys and work together either as a team or as individuals and try to escape yourself.
Basically,
pretty much. Whereas Jason, you can survive 10 times better if you work as a team, and the game's more pushed towards team-based kind of cooperative. That's why I don't play it as much, because it's hard to find people that are smart and know how to play the game properly and make it enjoyable for everybody. They want
the multiplayer conundrum. You can never find anyone to actually play a game with.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
that's the same thing with these games, but with Friday the 13th, like, it's not going to be any different. Like, it seems like it's going to be Dead by Daylight, except it's going to take place in either one of the nightmare zones, the boiler room, or is it taken in one of the houses that we see, probably from the first one. And they're going to be either chances you have to defeat Freddy through something, or you just got to escape. And that's no difference than the Dead by Daylight mechanic, which honestly got really boring between me and 90s. I had more fun with Friday the 13th than I did with Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the chat too, man. People really love your fucking Gary impersonation, man. Like over here, Cedric says, "God damn, Gonja's Gary impersonation is super accurate. If he could impersonate Gary's regular talking voice, it would be
I
possible."
know he haunts me every day.
Yeah,
I get more bad. We were in the Rabbit the other night, and Gary said some stuff, and then we got into an argument, and then Ganja continued it, and I just start yelling at Gary because I can't tell anymore.
That's fucking
I'm
awful,
gonna
man.
fuck your bird out! I'm gonna grab bird! I'm gonna grab it! I'm gonna fuck that little birdie ass!
Fuck you, Gary.
It's like, dude, if you look at Ganja though, he is in character. Like he's not just saying this shit. He's like, fuck it,
I
fuck it.
turned to Mark Hamill on that joke.
Yeah,
shit,
dude, I was
bro.
about to make the same joke, man.
Jesus Christ, that's impressive. I gotta say, dude, I've never seen so much energy.
No,
come
it's
out of
not. Stop encouraging him.
No, it's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
great. No, he's like an audio Shane Soon, man. He just consumes Gary's fucking soul.
I can also do a very good JP.
We have got to do a sound like
Oh my
competition in New
God.
York, man.
Yeah. I like how Jenny.
Allie, you are so beautiful. I should set you on
Oh, JP,
fire.
that's fucked up.
Well, man, that happened last night or last the viewing party.
Wait,
He
what
just
did
got
JP do?
randomly. No, JP just randomly got pissed off at everybody and said, "I'll set you all on
Why
fire."
will you fuck with me?
It made no sense. He just randomly said, "Fuck all of you guys for ignoring me. I will set you all on fire." I was like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
JP, I will not
that.
ignore you. Just message me when you're lonely, dude. It's okay.
Burn.
Just committed.
Yeah, John is fucking committed when he does that impression. Dude.
Sounded like competition in New York, man.
Taps into a fucking zone, dude. Jesus Christ. But yeah, one more thing to bring up really quick before we head on out, because we are going to be leaving soon just to get into the anime night and everything. I know we talked a lot about like one topic, but I wanted to save a lot of stuff that we had planned for Saturday. And then on top of that too, it's just like we never really talk about binge watching shows. Like I just want to take advantage of that shit. It's fucking awesome.
Yep.
But this is something that's kind of cool, man. Rob Zombie's resurrecting the Devil's Rejects, apparently. Even though, spoiler alert, I'm going to give you a couple seconds. 1, 2, 3. They're fucking dead. What the fuck? It's retarded. Why are you doing that? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because everybody else is doing it too. Like, didn't we have a story about Halloween's coming back for another sequel? Aren't they trying to do more, a lot of horror stuff? Like, it's coming back because horror is big now? Of course, like, it makes sense. Like,
But see, you can put a mask behind Michael Myers. Not to mention, like, the Devil's Rejects, these people are just crazy people, right? Like, Michael Myers, man, we're still not entirely sure of, like, what is he? Like, I mean, apparently he was, like, part of some kind of cult, and then, like, he's been burned alive, but then he came back. He survived Busta Rhymes' fucking karate. Like, how...
okay, not to cut you off, but Raheem in the chat saying they're not dead. Rewatch the film. They survived.
Oh, yeah. Well, Raheem's actually in here right now. I'm put your mic up, dude, because you had some background noise earlier. But go ahead, Raheem. What were you saying?
Oh, I'm sorry, man. There was some static, some squirrels on the tree, whatever, man.
Some
Yeah,
squirrels.
no, they didn't die. They actually survived.
Yeah, because didn't the whole police, like, squad, like, shoot them while they're driving in the car and, like, literally bullet holes were all over him? Like, they blew him to fucking smithereens.
Yeah, he was torturing them, but then they got one of the guys to kill him, some ugly monster guy. He was about to kill that female chick right there, the crazy one or whatever, in that family.
Yeah, Barbie.
And then he was about to, I forgot, man. It was some hook shit or whatever, and then this creepy ass monster, whatever, that's with them, just killed the guy, just snapped his neck.
Yeah, Tiny, but no, dude, you didn't watch past the credits then, huh?
Wait,
This
the
is Dawn of the
credits?
Dead remake BS, where the after credits is the quote-unquote true ending.
Wait, I think you talking about the Devil's Reject. Wait, you talking about Dawn of the Dead?
Dawn of the Dead? What?
No, I'm saying
no.
it's like the Dawn of the Dead, where they have the extended cut at the end of the credits where they show like what actually happened.
Oh, yeah. No, like, if you pass through the credits, Raheem.
I did
like,
not see that then.
Yeah,
I
they
fucked
actually
up.
drive into a big line, like a whole like fucking brigade of police officers, and they just shoot them like they shotgun Barbie in the face. They blow them all. Like I mean, there's bullet holes all over the car and everything.
Then I mean my words now.
Oh, well, it's all good. I mean, like, because that's the thing. Like, I think that's kind of cheap that they do that. Oh, what happened?
I asked him if these delicious words though, because that'd make it feel better.
No, it's all
Man,
good.
could someone explain to me why movies always why horror movies I guess always do this, where they end the movie, cuts the credits, but then it just keeps going? Why not just keep the movie going and end it the way you want to end? Then
Because they know most of the audience is gonna leave and they want to fuck with the ones that did.
I
No, and that's
guess.
the thing too. Do you feel like you don't have a reward? Like, okay, like I always talk shit about comic books. Let me talk shit about my own favorite genre. With horror
Sure.
movies, you know for sure it's going to end a certain way. That serial killer is going to die, unless
Right.
it's Freddy or Jason or
Maybe.
something. So maybe sometimes they're like, you know what, like we got to keep this character alive, but like you need to earn that shit. You need to stay in here longer and get through the credits because there's no reason to stay. Like, there's no reason to even get to the end of the movie anyways, because you know exactly how it's going to end. Every horror movie has ended the same, basically. Maybe that's why they do it. I mean, because I actually kind of like it. I like that when you watch Dawn of the Dead, you can accept the good ending, or you can stay longer if you're a sick fuck like me and get some badass metal music. You get all your heroes dead, because fucking life is not easy. It's not good. Bad shit happens. You just gotta stick through.
No one ever survives any sort of confrontation ever.
I mean, I dig that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't. Like, to me, it's like even if Dawn of the Dead did end, you know, with all them getting wiped out, at least have it where it's like it's the course of the movie, and don't have it like, well, oh, if you like have a debate, like what? Like, if you're gonna kill them all off, kill them all off.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm excited for this happening, but it's just like maybe they're using that too. Like, since this was after the credits, maybe it's just something extra for fans, and that's not even canon. And I hate to say canon when it comes to fucking horror movies, because like it should.
Nothing's canon in horror movies. They just make it up in the sequel. Fuck it. We all survived. Those bullets were rubber.
It was the Force.
No, but actually, Jenny, are you there?
Hello.
Hello? Oh shit, your shit's working, girl. Nice.
I don't know.
No, it is working. It's all good. No, but what do you feel about Rob Zombie, really quick? I just want to give you a chance to talk about this.
I really haven't watched a lot of his stuff. I've heard mixed things, so I don't know. He's just not like, I haven't really watched the Halloween remake much, so I can't give you a really good impression of what I think of him. But yeah, if you're saying that like these characters died at the end of the movie, but they're trying to make a show based on the same characters.
Oh no, not a show. It's a movie.
It's another movie?
Yeah, yeah.
So are you to follow like new characters, or like is it them in the underworld, or?
I did read something because Hovig from the Ringside Hangouts. But by the way, Monday, Tuesday, no, I'm just playing. No, but Hovig told me actually, because he read this entire article. He actually gave me this, and they bring back the characters of Captain Spaulding, all these guys, the clown dude, the guy that's in the middle, and everything. So it's kind of like, you know, it's cool that they're bringing them back because they are very charismatic people. But sometimes charisma doesn't make up for fucking just the story that you told. I don't give a fuck how charismatic you are. This is bad. This is bad storytelling. Writing is always the most important thing to me, and I think it's the same for you, Alan. Yep. Unless you care about directing more or something like that.
No, it's always been writing. But again, like, you can technically do anything with anything. You can make a biggest pile of shit into the most incredible thing in the world. It just really depends on the premise and what you're actually trying to do. And it's just like, I don't know anything about, you know, this Devil's Reject stuff. And honestly, bringing people back for the dead is the only thing that pisses me off more than killing them. Like, if you're gonna kill somebody, make sure they're fucking dead. If you're not, then don't fucking kill them. Like, oh, we're gonna kill them, we're bringing them back next episode. Fuck you. Like,
although they do that in Supernatural quite a bit.
Yeah, but Supernatural, man, yeah. But sometimes that's like, but they do that, but it's always with the worst possible fucking consequences you can imagine, to the extent where it's like it almost makes them look like villains. But a lot of times people do, like, that's only really the main characters. Most of the time when people die, they stay dead in that show.
That's true.
Yeah. No, but people, we're going to be heading on out to do anime night and things like that. And,
Yay!
and well, actually, you guys will be doing that. I'm actually going to be binging some McDonald's fucking weekly adventures of McDonald's.
Man, I was going to get that shit up.
Yeah, there's no way, man. Ganja actually put down the Google Docs because we were going to talk about it during the binge watching thing. But then Dejan, fuck you. No, he was all complaining. But the thing is, though, we got to do it for our audience. And I will say, Ganja, this is some weird shit. I know you'd be into something like this. You fucking weirdo.
All right. Okay. I don't know if y'all remember, but I think it was like in the early 2000s, maybe around 2005, 2004. I was a little kid, around 8 or 6, and McDonald's had all like these little cartoon shorts they were selling with the Happy Meals at the time. So you would get a Happy Meal, and you would get this VHS cassette of like 30 minutes to maybe an hour, I don't remember particularly, of these bullshit ass Ronald McDonald cartoons that were half live action and half animated. Check out this fucking dog, dude. Like, it was like the most basic of like puppetry they could find for like the most basic price, and then they spent the most money on the animation, which is very little. They spend more money on the McNuggets, and that's not staying much. And I just like the dog as an asshole.
Man.
So they kept it real.
Wait, Dan, shake that ass. Watch yourself. Jesus Christ. No, man.
Tell me what you're working with.
Yeah. Damn, Alan's like.
I feel like this.
But I was trying to reconnect with my younger self, so I was like, all right, did I remember this, or did I just hallucinate all these stuff because all the burgers I was stuffing as a kid?
Yeah, like what the
so
fuck is this goddamn thing?
Dude, that's when CGI was first coming out. So McDonald's like, all right, we're gonna make this thing look futuristic. Yay!
Wow.
Oh my god! Wait, go back to that purple guy. I think I fucking watched this shit as a kid too, because that
That's
looks so
Grimace,
familiar, man.
Wait, yeah, I remember that too. What the
Oh
Fuck is
fuck!
happening?
It's like one of those fucking horror things where it's like he's talking about it. It's like it's true, and then he shows a picture. Oh my god, I see it too.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
all I'm saying is like in 27 years, guys, if that shit's not dead, we'll all come back to the MCA and we'll kill that motherfucker.
God, dude, I'm looking over here too. Even Jet remembers him too. I'm gonna look over here. A Twisted Metal. I don't know, Raheem. What the fuck you talking about? What the fuck, Raheem? Like, man, you're drunk as fuck. But yeah, man. But people, that's it. I just want to bring that up, man. Like, Ganja, I couldn't be wrong.
Motherfucker, just quick embarrassment for Ganja. Fuck you.
No, man, I had to do that. But yeah, people, like I said though, maybe if you guys want to, we can fucking watch some old like crazy ass Ronald McDonald shit in the Rabbit. I don't know, but we're gonna be doing anime night right now. And I don't know. That's really all I got to fucking say. I'm tired as shit. I want to go to bed. God damn it. Ganja,
all right, well, since
tell
you're
them
about
the
to go to
rules.
bed, let me grab that shit real quick because I gotta tell these motherfuckers real quick how to behave in that Rabbit. Because for anime night, it's the same rules for all our viewing parties, our special events that require us to pay attention and watch some TV shows or a movie. It depends on what we're doing that night. So, guys, make sure to keep talking to a minimum, and if you do talk, keep it about the anime or keep it lively in a short conversation. Also, if you're watching Inside the Rabbit and you're tired of these motherfuckers talking over it or explaining some other shit that's not a part of the anime, you can also mute them yourself, which in the Rabbit link. And also, speaking of that Rabbit link, guys, you're going to be seeing it inside the Midnight Chat Attack Double Toasted chat room, which is the official Chat Attack for those watching on the YouTube stream. And for the YouTube stream motherfuckers, just in case, I will be posting in like 30 minutes whenever the fucking thing gets done processing. I'll be posting a link inside the chat room, not the chat room, but the comment section on the video as well.
Yep, and it's already open, people. Just to let you know, boom, right there. I already got the Rabbit open, so we will definitely be doing this. Ganja will be posting yet again inside the thing. Jet's in the call. How you doing, Jet?
What?
Yeah, I know, that was fast as fuck. Goddamn. But
Wait,
yeah,
she's in a call.
no, yeah, in the Rabbit. That's how you do it, man. No,
She hacked the shit.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I thought she was in the fucking show. I was like, oh, okay, that's a verse.
yeah, no, but people, yeah. So, like I said, yo, the Rabbit's going. MCA Rabbit. That's actually the name of the Rabbit. I hate. They have another name for Rabbit. It's such
Get
an
to
awful.
Alan, stop eating my rabbits, man.
Buddy.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
You're high. No, so
Anyway, well,
anyway.
Raheem has a PTSD about rabbits.
Oh yes, people, that is it. I am sleepy. I am tired. Ganja is trying to wrap this shit up like fucking.
Ready?
I
3,
don't know.
2, 1. Attack the chat.
Yeah, attack that chat, y'all.
Whoa, look, he's praying and everything too. Go ahead, Ganja, pray for me, baby. Cringe. Fucking terrible. I love it though. Oh, I'm watching Super Hentai.
Praise be.
It's hentai, not hentai.